All right, hi guys. This week we're going to go over what's called five senses poetry. But before that, I just kind of want to cover some of the elements of poetry. This is something that we've kind of gone over throughout the year because the elements of poetry are very similar to the elements in telling a story. It's just a different way of doing it. So, those of you who tell me they don't understand poetry, hopefully this will help a little bit more, but I'll also tell you a secret. The biggest point of understanding poetry is to not think literally. It's to just kind of let the words tell you the story, let the words build the image for you. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about with poetry is the poetic elements dealing with word choice. All of these will help you tell that story better and help you understand the story that's being told. Poets will often use rhyme, imagery, alliteration, repetition, tone, and mood. We're going to go over each of these real quick. I don't want to focus on them too much. This presentation will be up on Google Classroom. So, rhyme. Rhyme is a repetition of sounds at the ends of words. They use rhyme to create kind of a song-like quality. And many poems contain in-rhyming or rhyming words at the end of lines. Imagery. This is the big one. With imagery, remember we're painting a picture using our five senses. The words or phrases that appeal to one or more of the five senses, they're going to use imagery to describe how their subjects look, sound, feel, taste, smell. Haha, five senses. The poets often paint images or words that also appeal to your senses, and the pictures help you experience the poem fully. The biggest thing about imagery is that it's not saying directly something like, I saw the blue dog. No, it's saying it's using other words to describe that dog and to help you see that picture. Alliteration, the repetition of initial consonant sounds. They use this to draw attention to certain words or ideas, to imitate sounds, and to create musical effects. You saw this a lot in the spoken word that we just watched, but kind of like the way the woman walked. All those start with kind of a wah 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 sound. That's alliteration. Repetition, more than once of using any of element of the language, whether it's the word, the sound, the phrase, clause, or a sentence. It's used in both poetry and prose. So you'll see it a lot in those different places. Tone. Remember, the tone is the writer's attitude towards the audience and the subject. It often is described by adjectives like formal and informal, serious or playful, bitter or ironic. And factors that contribute to tone are word choice, sentence structure, line length, rhyme, rhythm, and repetition. You guys have heard me talk about tone the most when we're talking about writing our essays, because I'm telling you, you need to know whether to use an informal voice versus an informal voice, whether we're going to use a lot of contractions or we're just going to be a lot more formal in the way we write things. That's tone. Mood, on the other hand, is created in the reader by a literary worker's passage. So mood is what the writer wanted you to feel. It's similar to tone, but not exactly the same. Remember, tone is how the writer feels about you or feels about the subject. Mood is the feeling the writer wants you to feel. Is what he's writing about, does it make you feel sad or angry, or does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel joyful, like things are about to wake up? So we're going to look at a poem that Miss Madison wrote us. Thank you very much, Miss Madison. And when you're looking at the poem, I want you to consider what you notice about it. What literary elements are present and how does she use them to convey what spring is? Does she use a lot of metaphors, similes, and alliteration? And how does the way she uses these literary elements help you understand the poem better? And could you tell right away what the poem was about? If you didn't see the title, could you tell what the poem was about? So you'll notice I have a link here. I'll also have the document up on Google Classroom. So let's go ahead and go here. So this is Spring. It's written by Miss Madison. And what it does, and I'll put your actual assignment up later, but we're going to just kind of look at this now. Spring. Let's listen to it. Let's see it. See the pastels bloom on fuzzy green stems. New life is so powerful and yet so fragile. The chill of night and strong winds cut the bud's life short or give it immeasurable strength. Hear the songbirds filling the air with chatter. Songs are numerous as the flowers bud. They call out for joy and to find each other. The lust for life rings out in every note. Smell the air after a soaking rain. If one could smell color, this would be green in every shade, teal and turquoise too, liquid life purifying the air and soil. Taste the tender asparagus with rich butter. The meals of spring are meant to awaken and bring joy after the cold winter, the sacraments of breaking a fast with the garden's first gifts. Feel the rays of the sun. The earth turns once again to warm, and we turn our faces to drink it in too. Reaching, stretching, unfurling from sleep to be embraced by a gentle fire. So when you go to do the assignment, did Miss Madison paint a picture of spring for you? I know she did for me, especially, when it's talking about the smell of rain. For me, that's one of the biggest things about spring is a spring shower smells so much different from a fall shower or even a fall storm. It does have that special, fresh, life-bringing quality to it. So when you go to do your assignment, I just want you watching out for those things. Again, what literary elements are she using? How do the different literary elements improve the flow and communication of the poem? And could you tell right away what the poem was about? This presentation and the actual assignment will be up on Google Classroom. You are going to write your own 5-sentence poem. They're real easy to write, guys. And you'll see a little bit of an example of a 5-sentence poem that I've written. It's like two stanzas of it. So enjoy. I miss you guys terribly. I will talk to you later. Have a good day.